sat around a table in RAF ex-serviceman's barroom on the outskirts of Leighton Buzzard.
This is my 24th annual reunion, don't you know? My 24th.
Well, Richard, old chap, I'm glad you could make it.
Think I couldn't, did you? Think I'd be dead? I'll be here in Leighton Buzzard when you've gone, all of you. This is my 24th, you know, my 24th.
I didn't mean... Yes, well, you're 24th, eh? Calls for drinks all round, I think. The 24th. What's everybody having?
Oh, get them in. Same as usual? Okay then, same as usual for everyone.
Samuel? Who's that woman who seems to be with you?
Don't you remember, old man? You were at the wedding in Bedford Town Hall. It's my new wife, May, and it's her birthday today.
Is it? She looks all right to me. I have found that once you've landed them, they're pretty much under control. Drinks, you say? Birthday, you say? Cake, then. Got to be cake.
Sam, what did he mean, landed 'em?
Don't take any notice of the old chap, dear. It was kind of pilot talk from way back.
Drinks are being waited for. There is an awkward silence broken only by a few grunts and a like from Richard. The drinks arrive. They are set on a table.
What is this, a funeral?
Yes, in a way. Sam has told me that there are some of us missing this year, so a respectful yes.
Get used to it. It's the same every year. They tend to be missing dead rather than missing alive. Only this year we have the honourable exception of Lieutenant Toby Masterson, who, according to last reports, is currently sharing a hollowed-out oak tree in Epping Forest with an owl. Far better the example of our squadron commander Alistair Potts. Here last year, but gone today. Alistair had the good sense to do the totally sane thing, the good old bullet in the brain.
That's what we used to do. It was the honourable thing to do. When you get caught with your pants down.
Barbara, I probably shouldn't say this. It's probably rude and not my place, but I've made up my mind and I think...
Oh, for Christ's sake, spit it out, will you?
Very well, I will. Barbara, please don't drink too much. I know I wasn't here last year, but Sam told me you quite spoiled things for everyone with some of the things you were saying, and I don't want to be upset.
Oh, God forbid that I would upset you, May. We commit suicide. We live with the owls. We commit mass murder. We slaughter the innocents, all without too much compunction. But we must not upset May. It's not that we drink too much, it's that we droned too much.
That's not fair. I haven't done anything.
You have. You married into this. You gave it your blessing, your obedience. Sam's RAF pension, let's call it what it is. Blood money pays for your hairdos and your outfits and your precious upholstery. You're just as much a button-pressing pilot as any of us.
Actually, I am the only real pilot here.
That's true, but don't start, Dad. Yes, you sat in a cockpit and we didn't. Yes, you earned your stripes. But for you, before the war against terrorism, it was more like a sport.
I was an artist. The sky itself was my canvas. I painted it red, white and blue.
Dear, oh dear, he's off. I was a red arrow.
I was a red arrow.
Oh, leave it out, Dad. You hardly ever flew out of Bedfordshire. You made one flyover in Farnborough and one at the Great Arms Fair over 20th century Bryce Norton. And that was it. No dead bodies, Dad. You were lucky.
I was ready there. If ordered, I would have killed a few.
Somebody get a round in, please.
Can't have a wedding without cake. Or was it birthday? Same thing anyway.
Sam plonks a tray on the table, and we can hear the drinks being set out.
Since we're all either whiskey or tonic or both, I've brought a bottle of each. So this year it looks as though we're down to 4 of us, and only 2 pilots.
I am the only actual pilot.
Buzzards, then. That's a better description of what we did. After all, we did it from a ground control centre in Leighton Buzzard, and it is true that we didn't actually leave the ground. Barbara, have you heard the latest?
Suppose you tell me what is the latest. Then I can tell you.
We may well be a dying breed. When you and me stop coming to this Buzzards reunion, there may not be any more.
Good. Good riddance to us. Let's make this one the last one. But how come?
I saw a report tucked away in a little-known RAF circular called New Tech. According to New Tech, nobody's pressing the buttons anymore, nor have there been for the last 3 years.
But the estimated death count is still rising.
Yes, but the Leighton Buzzard Control Centre does it all. It's what they called a self-developing programme. There is hardly any human involvement.
Doesn't that just mean that our former colleagues, the programmers themselves, have taken over? I mean, they are just about still humans.
No, Barb. A programmer did put in place a basic programme similar to our training manuals, but now neural networks, a sort of robotic living learning process, is making all the decisions. In other words, pressing buttons.
In other words, killing people?
What's neural networks?
Well, the program is operated, and then it monitors itself so efficiently now that it can be left alone. It's like artificial intelligence, May.
Oh, yes, I've seen a film about that. Robots that can think and have feelings just like us.
Yes, May, you've got it. I'm not sure about the feelings, though. That might just be Hollywood's sentimental effects.
So we can empathise and identify with them and keep giving them taxes.
Really, Barbara? Why would we give taxes to robots?
Taxes, money. So the men in white, the psychopathic scientists, can develop killing people more clinically.
She's right, May. The only human contribution is to feed in the results. If the kill is clinical, without too much collateral damage, the latest additional filter is credited. If it's messy, for instance, if children are taken out, then the new filter is debited or even removed. And all these improvements are calculated in seconds. It's marvellous, really, isn't it?
I could spot a rabbit in a field from 3,000 feet with my enhanced binoculars.
Well, I think it's wonderful if our children won't have to do what people like my Sam had to do in order to protect our country. Neural networks are a great idea.
You're all completely mad. Dad's cracking up in a field of rabbits. And Sam, I'm disappointed with you, Sam. Only a mad person can think it's marvellous to have a killing machine under its own non-human control. And you, May, you are the maddest of the mad. You actually inferred that you would have had to let your children be mass murderers. Killing people has never been compulsory.
I say, Barb, that's a bit strong.
No, it's not. You didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it. We may all have started off naive, just obeying instructions. But by the end, we all knew exactly what we were doing and held on to our jobs to get our pensions. And the protection of our country had nothing to do with it. As if some tribesman in Mali or the Yemen could be a threat to us. No, it's all propaganda, and Sam, you bloody well know it. Look, it is not wonderful that war can be waged by a giant computer. No human intervention. What about all the humans that get blown to smithereens? Or don't they count? Let's get this straight. We killed thousands. We saw pictures of bearded men in Afghanistan and pressed buttons in Leighton Buzzard. The drones released their 600-pounders and we saw the explosions on screen and knew that kids and mothers would inevitably be included in the death toll. But at least we knew guilt. At least it messed up our minds. If killing becomes guilt-free, blameless, it will multiply its numbers and there will be no end to it.
You don't know that.
Oh, May, open up your eyes. Sam and I built our lives on mass murder. But sometimes, just sometimes, we decided no, and we didn't press the button. and the drones came back with the bombs intact. Some element of human care was involved. Without it, the killing will multiply. And we will still be responsible because we, as much as anyone, started it.
Musicians have walked over to their table. Also, a waiter is standing there holding a plate full of cake with the usual lighted candles.
Sorry, I couldn't tell all of you, even May. It's a surprise. May's birthday cake with all the extras.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear May.
Happy birthday to you.
The musicians leave gloomily without a tip.
Sorry, birthday girl, and sorry, Sam, but this is definitely my last reunion. Goodbye. Come on, Dad, put your coat on and your scarf.
What? Where am I? Going already? You kids. No stamina.
Hang on, old girl. Barb! We're leaving too. May, whatever are you doing with that plastic bag?
I won't be a minute, dear. I'm bagging what's left of my birthday cake. Shame to waste it when half the world's children are starving.
Buzzards, a radio play by Dave Patchett, produced by Peter Gardner. Barbara was played by Sophie Flack, May by Kath Newman, Richard by Geoffrey Ferdinand, Sam by Anthony Squires, and the commentary by Tristan Wolfe.